Should we turn her to... Oh wow, it looks lovely. Right, so we're getting straight into it, designing our puppets first on paper. Caroline doing her female puppets. And so we're sketching it out as a rough sketch first. This is my character, this is just a rough characterisation I did on paper. And then moving to the actual drawing that we will then carve our puppets from. Bandsaw, which is essential for cutting out the wood. It saves so much time. It's also quite dangerous as well. We did get danger money for it. That's Caroline doing her torso. Alright, there I am, carving away at my torso using one of John Roberts' Chinese chisels. So he gets them made especially. And they're really brilliant, really sharp. Getting in there. So it's Leslie carving away at her torso. Probably, I think this must be the end of day number 1. Here I am checking that my torso matches up with my original drawing.
What this is a slow-running wheel in water, and the water cools the metal, and it also stops the metal going into the stone. You want to move across the stone so you don't end up with just a great big dip in the centre, and put a lot of pressure on.
Right, these are my legs, and I'm just about to cut them out on the bandsaw. It's Caroline inspecting her arms, and moving back to my puppets. I've now jointed the legs and pinned them together, and they do move, but they're not ready quite yet.
Anyway, you want to measure your feet for us?
Okay.
Heel to toe-ish.
Okay.
Anyway.
So about 10 inches.
Okay, and then show us your hand size against that.
Alright, so it's
Is it
7.
bigger? Yeah, exactly. So your feet are bigger than your hands. Do you agree?
Yeah.
The hand we've agreed is big, but this is probably unusually big. Okay. And feet.
Unusually small.
Yeah. He found small feet, they work better.
Oh.
Big feet, they look like clowns and they walk like clowns. They go flop, 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 trip. Okay, so if you shrink down the feet, the puppet will actually work and walk better.
Okay, back to the audio commentary. That's my hand, and the actual starting to carve the hand. You can see I've got a big knot in the wood, but it's quite nice. Add some character. Alright, the head, and before I cut it out, after I cut it out, comparing it to the drawing, and John gives me help with cutting out the head, well, with starting the chiselling, I should say. Just using the chisel to work with the wood, taking it away as quickly as possible.
And that's literally made with the chisels I've shown you.
Really?
Yeah. And there is no sandpaper being near that. That is all just fine work.
Okay, so next time our heads will be as good as that. But this is mine, and really carving away into the eye sockets using chisel cam. There we are. Oh, yep, there we go, and carving away.
I'm sorry, that's not how you do it.
Really starting to look like I'd imagined now, like my original sketch. And his shoes, his big pointy shoes, all the parts, even including the pelvis, now are carved out. It's Tinker carving away at her puppet. There we are. Now we've laid out all the puppets to have a look and see what see where we are with our making. That's Caroline's. That's Tinker's. That's Leslie's.
Yeah, and then this is far more.
Bronya's puppet. She actually started this on a previous course. And that is Jerry's puppet. She's Well, that's right. Now here we are. We're sanding off this. We've now attached the head with a pin through the body, and we're now going to solder the bits together. So you can see I've laid out all the parts, and John here is showing me how to apply the hydrochloric acid to clean the hole where the pin goes through. Now what we're going to do is heat the leg pin, and this is the pin holding the two parts together. It's going to heat the pin up in the middle and then apply solder to the pin, and this is to ensure that the pin does not drop out and it'll be very secure when the puppet's being operated. So there we are. That's now been soldered, and that will cool down, and John is just about to wipe away some of the acid and just cool it down with a cloth. There we are, all done. Bronya's just checking out her arm joints, and this is the joint that we use for all our puppets. It's leather. It's very flexible. Ah, here we are. I have finished my puppet. It's about 11 o'clock at night, so we'd had a very long day by this stage. And here John is bringing him to life. It's a Friday night in Islington.
All right.
Right. Okay.
Okay, we'll just leave the puppets along here. You don't get to keep. Did you not know? Didn't they tell you that you don't get to keep them?
I think I would just keel over now if that was the case.
Love you.
Hey!
You've been so fantastic.
You have.
Yep.
I'll be horrible now.
That.
Hey!
Hey! Something really nice. We hope you like
Hey!
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, absolute pleasure.
We knew everybody would be thirsty enough.
Oh, yes!
We've got one to have now. Should we tidy up first so we don't get dust in our wine?
Drink and
Okay.
drink and tidy. Sounds
Okay, well
brilliant.
this one is great. It's a screw top, but it's right. Yeah, I'm gonna have this. Donation to us.
Cheers.
It's through a glass, is it?
Mm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Now we can juggle the chisels.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Not doing anything. It's just waiting.
Well, it's certainly the most near complete and complete puppets in 5 days.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
On average.
Ever.
Yeah. So you've done fantastic and lovely group to work with.